It's beginning to look a lot like dinner time! Ah, gotcha! What we have today, in Spanish we call it a concha de sopa. In Spanglish, concha soup. In English, shell soup. What we want to do, take yourself a nice sized pot. Set your stove on about a medium high. I'm going to set mine to about a 7 or so. And let's get started here on Cook! Don't be lazy! With your pot nice and preheated, you know what, I gotta speak about this. A pound of ground beef. It might look big on camera right now, but I mean, I've got small hands. And, I don't know, ground beef, a pound of ground beef just seems smaller nowadays for some reason. Anyways, when I saw the package in the store, I was a little frustrated. I'm like, really? You ever notice the soap? Back in the day, soap used to be a flat square, and now it's got a nice curve to it. So they trick you. It looks like the same size, but because they did a cutout on the bottom and it's curved, you're not getting as much soap. Cereal boxes, they're taller, but they're slimmer. You know, these marketing people, they're giving you less and less these days. But apparently this is a pound of ground beef. I don't know, the package looks smaller to me. So I just had to gripe about that. Let's get back to the recipe at hand. We're going to brown some ground beef. There we go. Brown some ground beef. Ground cumin. We're going to eyeball it. Everything's going to be to taste. Onion powder. Eyeball it. Now, how much or how little you add now is not too important. Garlic powder, because we're going to be adding more later. We're going to brown this for about 3 minutes or so. We're going to take some of that pink away. Not all of it, at least not yet. So roughly 3 minutes or so in, we still have nice portions of pink, but at the same time, a lot of portions of brown. What I'm getting at, we're not going to fully cook it before our next step. Some shells. I don't know why they call these large, because that's itty bitty to me, but I'm going to use half a box, 16 ounce, so roughly 8 ounces of conchas / shells. We're going to fry the shells up a little bit. This guy, what is it with my food? Always wants to escape. You're going to get eaten, so back in there you go. We're going to fry the conchas, the shells, for a little bit. And that's why we don't want to overly cook that. I always have a hard time saying ground beef. I always want to mix it with brown beef. So we're going to mix the conchas, fry the conchas in with the ground beef. And how long? I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Stirring occasionally. So it's a delicate balance. Frying the conchas, but not overcooking the ground beef where you're burning the ground beef. So right before the ground beef starts to overcook, we're going to move on to the next step. 8 ounce small can tomato sauce. I'm going to rinse that can out with some water. How much water? No clue. Eyeball it. I guess part of it has to do with the size of your pot. So I want to cover the conchas. So it's just covered. So I'm going to add just a little bit more water. Alright, I think I'm happy from there with that. If I want any more, I'll add some more a little bit later. Some tomato bouillon. I'm going to get probably a nice spoonful. Put that off to the side. Chicken bouillon. Good spoonful. About 2.5 spoonfuls of that. Now earlier I said we're going to add some more seasoning. Garlic powder. Gonna eyeball it. A little bit more cumin. Comino. Now here's the thing. Now notice we didn't do onion powder. We did onion powder the first go around. Some pepper. Give it a quick stir. Let me grab that other spoon because I'm about to do a little taste test on the soup. Tasting good. I'm not going to adjust the seasoning. So here's the other thing. Beans are optional, alright? Drain a can of beans if you want. I want a hearty meal, so I'm going to add some beans into it. Other than that, cover it up. We're going to let it simmer. We're going to drop the temperature down to a 2. We're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and then it's time to plate up. Sopa de Concha, concha soup, shell soup, whatever you want to call it, you're going to call it good. Because, man, this is worthy. I'm going to tear into this, so I'll see you guys next week here on Cook! Don't be lazy!